Welcome back everyone to the newly renovated bike shed and bike shed dog.
Who gave her the ball back?
I don't know. Right, so obviously I've been hard at work and today's Saturday, tomorrow's Father's Day, so I'm putting out the first video with the new decor tomorrow. Now, I'm going to do something a bit different on tomorrow's video, which you're watching today, which is Sunday when you're watching it, but I did this yesterday. It's a bit like time travel, but anyway. So I'm doing things a little bit different on this one. So today you're going to see three different bikes, very, very beautiful bikes. So just bear with me on that one. So they're not full overalls, they're not massive services, they're not cruddy and dirty. They're just in for cables, gear setup, tweaks, but as I say, three very beautiful bikes. So stick along and enjoy the Father's Day special. So as we look, absolutely beautiful finish on the Diamondback. Really nice bike. Really nice componentry. The condition again on these bikes is beautiful. Let's take this off. As you can see, the cables are a bit all over the place. So there we go. Take that off. So what we've got to do to this one? We've got to get brakes on, cables. Beautiful bike. Phone's buzzing away. So, you've got to appreciate the older bikes here because well, first of all, we're going to get these cables sorted. Now, if we look at some bits like this, that's not going to be acceptable. We've got a split ferrule, so the cables may go again. They are relatively new apparently, so I think majority of these will have to start again, especially with some of them. So we'll get the cables all sorted out. I do like the brakes. The brakes have got the oversized cables on there, so we'll give them a bit of love and attention as well. Still got the original boots on there, really like them as well. So we'll make sure that they're clipped in because there's little round nuggins there, they clip in just underneath the lever. So we'll get the cables all in. I think some of them are going to need a bit of oil on there, get them working and running nice again. So that's what we'll do. We'll sort out and get rid of bits of crap like that and revisit back this in a minute. So what we're doing is we've got some brakes to go on. Obviously the old bike is really nice. It's running obviously the XT front and rear mech, so it's all nice and in keeping with each other. The finish is nice, condition's great. I'm loving the thicker tubes, really like that. So we'll get some brakes on. Gotta get some grips on this as well, and then it's basically an all-round setup, tweak, give it a nice little polish. So we'll get this one done and then we'll move on to the next one. So I'm going to do a bit of fettling with the cables, and then I'll show you a few snippets on obviously putting bits and bobs on the bike and go from there. So the first issue that we've got here is when I'm indexing that down and then you go to drop it down there, that shifter's sticking. And the reason that is because it's too close to the actual bolt there. Now you ain't got that issue on this side, it's clearing that bolt. because the distance has slightly changed on the. So the way to rectify that on these older ones is if you undo this bolt, that will allow the shifter to move, and you basically can reposition that shifter. See there, look, it's got notches. That's where it was. That's where it's now going to be. So we'll nip that back up, and then basically now put that cable in there. So now when I press that down, it now releases and doesn't jam. So it's just a case of that was set too far around that way, and it was just catching on the bolt that holds the actual lever on there. So we've repositioned that just a little bit, just so now that trigger clears the actual bolt. So that's that. I thought we was going to have like an issue there with the shifter not working, but it was just a case of realigning that. So that's not too bad, not too bad at all. Next, let's move on to the next bit. Well, it's a rainy day outside the workshop again today. You gotta love the British weather. In other news, the garden's getting a nice watering and the flowers are liking it, so not complaining at all, at all. Well, we've got the brakes on, so they're just about ready. I've messed around with the cables, shortened, taken the bird nest on the front was like quite, the cables was all over the place, so sorted out the cables. So the thing is with this bike is what my friend's doing. Here we go. So what he's actually doing is he's bought some wheels with it that aren't staying on here. They're not. He's going for some different wheels. So we're going to set the brakes up using those wheels, but those rims are slightly wider. So I did say to him that when the bike's done and he's got his wheels that he wants to put on this, is as I'll always say, if you're swapping them out, like come back and I'll do little tweaks and, you know, snazz it up a little bit more, make sure it's dialed in a bit better. On that note, the British weather's horrible out there today. Now, the workshop revamp has been it's been a game changer for me, because one, it's warm, it's a lot quieter, it's not as echoey in here, if that's the way that you'd say that. You're talking the echo, it's a lot better. Lighting, fantastic. I think you should see the quality of these videos a lot better now as well. And I'm sat on the floor, I'm not cold. So enough of that. I need to get this one done, because the next bike, which is going in a short while, very nice, very nice. But yeah, on that note, let's go to the next one. Well, not next one yet. We've still got some more bits. So yeah. So this is the Diamondback axis done. So we've got the brakes all set up, front and rear, tidied up all the cables, got the ODI grips on. The bike itself is fantastic. You know, I like where it says the Temper OX double buttered chromo tubing made in the USA. And then as you look down at the bottom, it says made in Taiwan, designed by USA. So yeah, but the actual, it's amazing, love it. So with this one, I've set all the gears up with these wheels. Now, like I said, these wheels are not staying on the bike, so this one will be back for a few minor tweaks when my friend's got his wheels. So that's this one done for today. I can't do nothing else on this one. So we're going to get this one out of the workshop, we're going to get this one collected, and then we're going to pull the next one in a second, because as I say, this is a special, and we'll have a look at that one. So let's get rid of this, get the next one in. So the next one today is a Ritchie P23. Now, beautiful, it's got patina, just everything you generally need, and what best to finish a Ritchie frame is a Ritchie Logic headset, Ritchie stem, Ritchie bars, Ritchie grips, Ritchie Logic black crank with the Ritchie Logic black chain rings as well, and then we've got Ritchie Logic rims with Ritchie tyres, Ritchie seat post, and a Ritchie saddle. So virtually everything's Ritchie on this bike. And the gearing system, we've got XT thumb shifters, XT front mech, XT rear mech, and XT hubs as well. So we've really got a really nice theme going with this one. So with this one, it's basically brakes, cables, gear cables, full setup, final check, jobs are good on this one. Now for the brakes that we're putting on this, because everything's Ritchie, what we have here, if Bike Shed Girl wants to come and have a look, is we've got black Ritchie Logic cantilevers as well with Diacom brake pads. So they're going to really set the tone with this bike. We've also got the thicker cables going on as well. There just seems to be a shed loads of fronts there. So yeah, we'll get to this one then.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm now putting on the brakes.
Oh.
So I find, because it's relatively warm and cosy in here now, that I do sitting on the floor like a little school child.
Yeah, it looks all spanky new.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So you're pleased with the Renault?
Yeah, just got to finish that wall over there and put the rest of my tools up, do the other light. So, but I just miss doing bikes, so I thought, well, I'm at the stage where I can work on bikes, so that's what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing the video today for Father's Day, because it's every dad's day tomorrow. Every stepdad, every dad, every granddad, you know.
Yep, happy Father's Day all.
Yep, happy Father's Day. May your kids make you breakfast and make you tea and so on. So we're going to get the brakes on, and then once the brakes are on, we'll start the cabling. This one's going to be a straightforward, nice, easy one. I should like to think. Absolutely, the more I look at it, absolutely beautiful bike. I love how small the actual head tube is. That is absolutely tiny. That is. Love the logos. Like, how much Ritchie do you need? Like,
All the Ritchie.
all the Ritchie. Look at the levers. Look at the black Ritchie levers. They're absolutely amazing. Like,
Just so rich and Ritchie.
great condition for the age. You know, usually you see all these all battered up, like if you do see them. But I like just the little bits of patina across the bike. You know, it's not perfect. It don't have to be perfect, and it just looks beautiful. So get these on. They're gonna look swanky. They are. They're gonna look nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll crack on then. Will you make me a coffee?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So we're using the wider cables, so we'll measure this one now, because this has basically got to come round and curve now, because where is that going to be best suited? If it sits, we'll have to get it so it sits perfect underneath there like that. So I'm going to cut that there. Magic, see that? No. See, I'm also trying to not get metal splinters on the carpet as well, because I've been quite enjoying kind of like just sitting down on the floor and doing bits and bobs as well. So widen that up. Widen it. I do find that everything is so much more accessible with this layout. Everything's at my fingertips.
Still loads more to come in as well.
Oh, still loads, yeah, still bits to do. But I'm at the stage now where I've kind of like moved in. And I was in here late last night, tidying up, moving things around, putting a few more tools up, rearranging a few bits and bobs. And I don't think I came in, you were in bed by the time I got in the house. But it was very, very warm in here. I didn't feel the cold, there wasn't no drafts. It wasn't like the old days.
No giraffes.
No giraffes, exactly. So we kind of want a good run down there. I think I might need to take probably about 3 mil off that outer. The thing is, you want a nice smooth run. You don't want it to kind of be crap. So let's take just a smidge off that.
That's a real metric in the UK.
A smidge?
Yeah.
A smidge is an actual metric term, so right. I'll get some more cables on, we'll come back to this in a minute. This can't be an hour-long video, so I've got another one to do. Wow. The P23 pops in the shed. It's popping, looking clean. So I've run black cable, kind of like noodle stuff. So like, got some of like this stuff. This is the thicker one. I've used the thinner stuff for the gear. I've ran it the whole way down, which it looks quite nice. So as the cable comes down, it's got a continuous black cable running down. Same for the front mech as well. Which obviously I've got to cut it quite short there, because obviously it pulls up and down there, which is working perfect. Now on the P23, obviously the stock comes out from there down and then obviously sits. So this is the wider stuff for the wider cable. So what we're going to do is, this should, oh look at that, straight through. And what we'll do is we'll run that black outer from there as well, that sleeve, and then obviously cut that a bit short just there as well, and then run the actual stop down and then wire up the back brake. So just got a bit more, I got to tweak and fiddle around with the gears a little bit more just to get them a little bit better, and run a bit smoother. And then that's the second one done today, and then we're on to number 3. Right, this back brake was an absolute pain because it kind of comes down at that angle. It kind of means that that sits off. So the way I've had to do it is I've had to get them as lined up as possible and then basically set the pads in as close to. So you can see there's like a 3 mil gap on that side and probably like 4 5mm gap there. So it's like a 2 millimeter gap, just about, or maybe 3 or 4 to be fair, just to get that to pull nice and central. So when you actually see, it works now. It's just thrown me off because obviously the way that runs down. So yeah, maybe not having that, maybe a different kind of fit in there would have been a bit better, but I've got them pulling quite equal now, so they're meeting the rim at the same time. It's just they have to be a bit offset there. So yeah, at first I was like, oh, I really like that, but no, I don't. So other than that, I've tweaked through the gears. They're not bad at all. I think I just need to, yeah, I need to put a bit of air in that tyre, and then that's done. Everything's Richie. Oh my god, yeah, beautiful. I'd like to own it, but can't afford it. So the third and final bike of today, and what we've got here is a beautiful orange Elite. So aluminium, not steel this time. Nice, really big fat tubes, massive XT headset. It's just everything just seems oversized on this bike. Again, absolutely beautiful. We've got some nice pace forks on there as well, so no rigid forks this time. So this is the final one, and this one's literally in for the front brake. Needs some major love because stuff's not happening there, and it's chewed up there. It looks a mess, and that's supposed to move as well, and yeah, that's all gone to crap a little bit, so that needs some attention. All the gears need attention, well, they're not even attached. Rear brake needs attention. Now these are the wheels off the first bike that you saw, the Diamondback. So these are the wheels that are actually staying on this bike, so I can set this all up mint. My friend's just picked up the Diamondback, and I did say that obviously when he's chosen his wheels and he gets his wheels on there, because he's going to slightly narrower wheels, those brakes and gears may need a slight tune. So that will be back at some point. But these wheels are for this bike. So this is his other one. So I'm going to give this one a tweak. I just wanted to first of all show you. Front brake, I've never worked on that. I've seen it, I know how it works. I've never worked on one, so we'll see how good we can get that and get that working, and go from there. And if you got this far, now you've seen the third bike, put down in the comments which one do you think is the best of the three. I know which one you're probably going to say, and it's probably the one that I would choose as well. So I'll be intrigued to see what you think of the three bikes, and if you want to make it fun, put down in the comments as well which is your favourite and how much you think these bikes are generally worth. I'm not going to talk money because I'm a bike hoarder, so I just don't sell stuff. So let's get to this one.
bike.
So to be fair, this actually set up really, really easy. I put a new straddle cable in there that literally just bolts into there, and then so the easiest way I found of doing these is get your cable going through, just nip that up ever so slightly, nip that up ever so slightly, and then you basically just balance it and then nip it up more, and then until you've got a good pull on that. So I'm really happy with that, to be fair. Really happy with that. So yeah, that's the front brake done. Really, really nice forks on there. Really nice forks. So yeah, happy with that brake. Happy with the back brake as well. God, I've been having these cantilevers have been clapping today. Other than that, giving it a really nice polish down. And yeah, I love the size of the actual handlebar as well. These Hyperlight bars, absolutely, I love these. Really nice. Dicomp levers, if it focuses. There we go. So all in all, yeah, really, really nice. Well, that's our 3 bikes done for the day. Absolute beautiful bikes, as always. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around during the old Sheddaroo renovation. And, well, join me back in a couple of days this coming week and we'll have some more beautiful bikes come through. So on that note, have a good evening and happy Father's Day to every single one of you.